Okay, so welcome everyone to our AI podcast. And today we have Abhilek Verma, who is a non-coder and he did his BBA, MBA, etc. And then he moved to AI. So welcome Abhilek to this podcast series.
Thank you, Vishal, for having me. Thank you, Tanishta, for having me as well.
Nice
So
having you,
Abhilek,
Abhilekh.
Yeah.
the first question that we have for you is that you did your BBA from somewhere and then you did MBA. So could you talk about how did you jump into this AI thing after doing BBA, MBA?
I guess one of the most important factor it made me to, shift or transition was working with the government in IoT smart city projects. So when I was working for tender smart city project, I could see AI, being implemented, let's say with transitions from, let's say, a machine to, mobile devices and stuff like that. So that's why I developed an interest in AI. And then I started organizing events for Microsoft, parallelly. So that made me a lot of enthusiast for AI. Being coming from a non-coder background to moving to coding was a little tough, but then it just became a day-to-day part of the life. But yeah, it was a very fulfilling career, and I'm very happy to be in AI right now.
So how much time did it take you to make this transition, let's say from a non-coder to learning a bit of a coding and shifting to AI to delivering lectures?
I guess I can say mostly 6 months to 9 months on an average. So you just start from scratch, learning maybe the basics of AI to going to the business side, and then also trying to deliver lectures. So I started very early doing community work, organizing things, bringing people together, communities, startup communities, and all. So that really helped me to transition pretty easy, that way.
Mhm.
Okay, Tanishta, you can ask.
Yeah, sure. Abhilekh, thanks for joining this podcast.
Yeah.
I am really curious. If you can tell me also a little bit about your journey there. Okay, I mean, I know we just discussed on it, but how do you from BBA, MBA, and I understood that you did some exercises on AI, machine learning. So, what was those kind of things that you learned a little bit? And then I think I want to jump now the day-to-day work that you do, mostly the use cases. I want to know more on marketing and finance. So if
Sure,
yeah.
absolutely. So I think I remember like taking up some courses with Omdena, initially doing some project work with them,
Mm,
to learn about how to work with data scientists and data analysts, because there were a group of 50 people together where we were given projects initially to understand about, let's say, the sustainable development goals. Let's say if
mhm,
there is poverty, there is a challenge with education and things like that, so solving that on a real time basis. So I started learning a little bit on coding and things like that. Then moving to my transition career as a full time corporate trainer. So I was
mhm,
already doing sales training in corporates. But then I realized, with the chat GPT coming into the picture and
mhm,
also Copilot, so I started training, and luckily I was organizing events for Microsoft. Parallelly, also very recently I started as MVP. So it's been a good journey, starting from scratch to where I am now, doing an expert work, handling a lot of data scientists and analysts and training them to
mhm.
become better at what they are. But yeah, it has been a very fascinating journey from scratch till what I am right now here.
Great, great. Nice, nice knowing about that. Yeah. So then if you can also shed some light on how does marketing and finance sectors are I understand that they are catching up, but why what is the present I would mostly like to know how they are catching up. Are they over there, or they are trying to get there, or what's the scenario like there? Yeah, so because we are also training some non-coder people, and we definitely want them to also choose the right career path. So if you can, yeah, give them an
Sure.
idea.
So I guess like if I say separate marketing and finance, so if you talk about marketing folks, okay, so either they are into digital marketing, doing
Mm-hmm.
SEO, paid ads and things like that. So when they do things manually versus when they take support of AI,
Mm-hmm.
First and the foremost is the productivity level increases. Obviously, AI can do wonders compared with a human mindset. That's what we call AGIs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I've seen like a lot of improvement in terms of running campaigns, let's say on social media platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, marketers can really learn that fast.
Mm-hmm.
Parallelly, they can also develop skill sets in doing better market research. They can get better focus group interviews. They can reach out to a lot of other folks, which probably if they search on Google, they might not be able to reach out. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
remember getting, different public speaking opportunities in different countries using AI. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So as a marketer, I know like if you are really good at prompt engineering per se, you can really find opportunities that way. So from a marketing perspective, this is an excellent tool, and I have seen marketing folks really getting into it. So people who are into digital marketing, they learning AI, it becomes an add-on, and that
Mm-hmm.
really helps them to increase even their hourly rates when they are doing training, right? So they have more
Yeah.
certifications and things like that. Now, when you come on the other side of the equilibrium, which is finance, I
Mm-hmm.
think one of the features what I have seen with AI tools is like you can use Power BI with ChatGPT, right? You can use a lot of dashboards with ChatGPT. So it just makes your database very clean.
Mm-hmm.
And with the amount of data being coming into the picture with a lot of things on a day-to-day basis, I mean, your job of doing things manually in Excel with AI, it becomes automated. So that is
Mm-hmm.
really helping a lot of accounting fund managers whom I talk to, a lot of investment bankers as well, where they do distress group activities and things like that, right? So it is really helpful for finance as well, even for basic BCom graduates as well,
Mm-hmm.
because again, let's say they aspire to do a CA or a CS course tomorrow, or let's say they
Mm-hmm.
want to go into a professional course like an MBA in finance. So it just
Mm-hmm.
helps them in assignments. It just helps them to do things much faster
Mm-hmm.
compared with what they do manually, right? So I can see finance also getting used to AI, and that's why we
Mm-hmm.
say fintech, for example, as a bigger industry, it
Right.
is really getting implemented with AI, just like manufacturing is now using AI per se,
Yeah.
and similarly, fintech is also using AI. So that
Mm-hmm.
is that is my understanding about these two industries.
Good, good, great, great. And what kind of prompting are is this the industry is using? Is it only ChatGPT Copilot, or there's like they are like no, new models are coming in, or the industry is testing out every day kind of on these new models?
Yeah. So I guess Gemini is also there into the picture where you get so there is like just in Microsoft you have MVP, they are Google Developer Experts (GDEs), so they
Mm-hmm.
love using Gemini per se other than these two tools. Along with that, I think the latest market trend, as I see, DeepSeek
Yeah.
is where it's a free model from China. So everyone is using, again, it's enabled with a lot of other softwares as well. So it's getting implemented. Alibaba has launched their own AI. I guess every company is coming with their AI tools. But
Right.
what I say is like where the money is more, where the investments is more, people are using that more. So ChatGPT and Copilot obviously leads because Microsoft is spending a lot of investment and money into that.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously their target is by 2030 to have maybe 1 million of developers, in India. So that's the whole aim and idea of Satya Nadella. So they want to everyone to use it. So that's why they are making prompt engineering free. Initial courses free, even the Azure certifications are free, lot of them I know.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually go to MVPs or let's say to Microsoft Gold Ambassador, they'll tell you how to get free certifications and all with Microsoft. So these are the reasons why these two tools are really leading. But as I
Mm-hmm.
say, we never know the future, just like how DeepSeek came into the picture. Right, so
Right.
there might be some great tools which I'm sure like Indian startup founders will also be making. Right,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm looking forward to seeing more such tools and using them on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's a very interesting time, of course. So having said about these use cases and all, I definitely want to now focus on how students can upskill. Right? I know there's field courses and there's a lot of materials. The problem is probably a particular person might get lost, right? Or yeah, I mean, even though there's a tool, there are many internship forums and all, but I still feel students are lost. They don't know where to go, what is their interest, which interests them. So how would you think these students can tackle this? Like someone in their early days, or maybe like a third or fourth year person who is going to be in the industry in the next 1 year. Yeah.
Right. I think having a great schedule really matters. So the mentees, or let's say the students whom I provide internships, they come to me with the same problem where there's a lot of distractions right now. So I
Right.
give them some apps which tell them like, look, you're spending X amount of time on YouTube, you're spending X amount of time on, let's say, social media gadgets like Instagram and things like that. So they actually know where they are really wasting a lot of time. So that way they are more structured, and they can get those kind of push notifications, and even if they cross a limit, that application crashes, right? So there are some amazing tools which I have been using, which gives those kind of notifications. So that is one way how they can stop those distractions. Second is obviously with AI tools, what I have seen is like they can really organize their day. Even there are meetings I recommend them to use through AI tools. So even if they feel like they want to do more in less time, maybe
Mm-hmm.
they cannot attend a lot of networking sessions, or they cannot do a lot of meetings online, so let the AI tool join on you on their behalf. So I've been recommending them tools like Otter or
Yeah.
Fireflies, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
do that kind of thing and things like that. Parallelly, I've been also advising them to have a solid plan into the picture. So let's say if your skill set is, let's say, commerce, and you believe like you can probably get into something like a chartered accountant, CS, or maybe do something related to taxation and things like that. That is one skill set. Have a
Mm-hmm.
backup as an option as well. So let's say for me, it was not just sales, but it was also AI as a
Mm-hmm.
backup. So if let's say my career doesn't go well in sales, I would have a backup as an career as an AI, let's say as a trainer, right? So
Mm-hmm.
giving them two kind of options really helps them, and maybe they can also generate a lot of money, because if they have two advantageous skills, and it really shows when you're in a corporate working in the environment. It is actually been seen when you're actually getting promoted. If you have
Mm-hmm.
two skill sets, manager would really like to work with you. So those are the things I teach to freshers, because they are really struggling to get their first job, but then they also become clueless once they get their first job.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So to hold them from scratch, and then also to make sure I do trainings on soft skills sometimes, where they are actually doing internships with the company, and I make sure that they join as a full-time employee as well. So they are being retained as well. Right. So soft skills is also something which they try to develop along with hard skills, which I feel still there's a lot of students who are struggling with soft skills. So they shouldn't neglect soft skills as well. They should practice a lot of things on meetup.com, go to different networking events, go to different startup events and things like that. So those are my suggestions when it comes to upskilling for graduate students.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Great, great. So I think that's mostly it for today. I mean, we did learn a lot from you, Abhilek. And thanks for definitely being in the podcast. I hope some of our students listen to this and also maybe reach out to you if they have questions, and all, of course, reach out to us. And thanks again, Abhilek.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanishta. Thank you, Vishal, for
Thank
having me.
you.
You have a good day.
Thank you.
Yeah.